Horns up and welcome to a brand new episode of Meet India, my new series where I take you on a culinary journey across the many states of India, showcasing the best meat and seafood dishes this country has to offer. And after our little holiday in Goa, we're going to the state of Karnataka, to a village called Kundapur, which is 90 kilometers away from Mangalore. And the dish we're making is called Ghee Roast. Now this is a fairly new dish that was invented in a restaurant called Shetty Lunch Home about 50 to 60 years ago. Now ghee roast is a wildly popular dish and it's chicken that is slow cooked with a ghee roast masala that we make using a special chili called Byadgi chili. And of course there is lots of ghee involved because it is called Ghee Roast Chicken. And a big thank you to Chef Shriya Shetty, who's an expert when it comes to making ghee roast, for all the advice and tips and tricks that she has shared with me. I'll link her Instagram below. Make sure you follow her, and whatever you do, don't put curry leaves in your ghee roast. Anyway, enough jibber jabber, let's get cooking.
The first thing we're going to do is marinate our chicken, and I've got my black glove on and we'll be using bone-in chicken thighs and chicken drumsticks. This is a low and slow cook, so we want chicken on the bone, and I will marinate it with a quarter cup of yogurt, 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of turmeric, and then I give it all a good mix. Now let that sit while we prep the other ingredients. For our ghee roast, you're going to need this special chili called the Byadgi chili, also known as Betki chili in Mumbai. Ideally you want to find this chili, but in a worst case scenario you can make it with Kashmiri red chilies. Since I am a spice wuss, I get my sexy black glove on and I painstakingly de-seed all the chilies. And I also make sure I try and get as much of that membrane out as well, because that's where all the spice is. Of course this is not a fun process, but I value the inner lining of my stomach, and since I can't handle spice, I'd rather do this. Once my chilies are de-seeded and demembraned, we're ready to go. To the dried chilies, I add a lump of tamarind, and for some reason the smallest bag I could buy was 200 grams. So folks, what the hell am I supposed to do with all this tamarind? Any ideas? Leave me a comment below. Anyway, I add some boiling water to my tamarind and chilies and then cover it and let it soak for an hour or longer, till the water has cooled down and everything is nice and soft. Cinnamon stick, fenugreek seeds, cumin seeds, black peppercorns and coriander seeds get added to my pan, and now I toast the spices. Once they are nice and fragrant and roasty and toasty, I get them off the heat. And once they have cooled down, I add them to my blender and blitz away till we have a nice fine spice powder. Now to that powder in the blender, I add some garlic, and then I add the chilies and tamarind that has been soaking and that have now softened. I add a little more of that liquid to ensure I get a nice smooth paste. Open up the blender and our ghee roast masala is ready. And wow, that looks amazing. Look at the color, how vibrant it is. Now we're ready to finally cook our ghee roast chicken. I get my pan on the stove on the lowest heat possible and add all that masala to the pan. And now you just gotta cook the spice paste for at least 10 to 15 minutes, if not longer, on the lowest heat. Just keep cooking it. You should reach a point where you will be able to spell your name out in the pan. I tried to spell mine out. Could you tell? Anyway, now in goes the ghee, and I am adding 4 tablespoons of it. I think most restaurants use a lot more than that and even pour more at the end. But I just can't bring myself to use that much ghee. And I used to be on keto. Now continue to fry this masala in the ghee for another 10 to 15 minutes, low and slow, that is the name of the game. Next I add in my chicken pieces, and again this pan is way too small, so mixing everything is going to be a pain. I just cover it with a lid and let it cook for about 10 minutes on a low heat. Then I open it up and flip that chicken over. And from this point till the end, it took me a good 20 minutes of constant stirring and flipping and moving and flipping again, and you just have to really work that chicken. All this on the lowest heat. That masala is going to coat the chicken will release its juices, and those juices will reduce, and you just keep at it till the masala has reduced and coats the chicken well. The chicken will also get a nice deep dark red color, and then your ghee roast is done. For most dishes, love is enough to make it taste good, but for ghee roast, time and constant stirring is also needed. After a long grueling cook, this ghee roast is finally ready. Honestly, this is really a labor of love. Ghee roast is ready to serve, but we need something to serve it with. So get a nice Malabar paratha on the pan, heat that up, I'm just using a store-bought paratha because honestly it's great tasting and it saves me all the trouble. Get the paratha on the plate and do that crushing thing that you see all the restaurant chefs do. Then place your ghee roast chicken on there, get some masala on top, and now you can add more ghee here, but honestly I'm watching my calories so I didn't add more. And that's our ghee roast chicken done. Big thanks to Chef Shriya for her advice and suggestions. I grab a bite with that paratha and you can see the chicken is well cooked. Damn, that looks good. Anyway, time for the official taste test.
Alright folks, it's time to taste the ghee roast that we made, and look who's back and joining me in the kitchen. It's my dad, Mickey Makija.
Just love these outings. Look at this chicken, man. Are we going to taste?
Yes, time to taste. Have you ever eaten ghee roast before?
No, I'm not. I'm going to eat it now.
Alright, so we'll do the biting of the chicken first. Still got a bit of spice, huh? Despite me, I actually de-seeded all the chilies and took out as much of the membrane as I could to make sure it's less spicy. But this is an acceptable level of spice for me.
I ain't a spice wuss.
And if you are like my father and are not a spice wuss, you should definitely buy the t-shirt we made, Not a Spice Wuss. I'll link it below this video. Check it out. And of course, you got to eat it with the paratha.
I'm going to add a little paratha to it. You know, stuff like this, you can't waste time talking. Just eat it.
Which is true. Just eat it. Just eat it. Just eat it.
And chicken with the bone, you have to use your hands.
That
can't
is
be
true.
posh.
Yeah, this is like a bit of a sit-down meal, but
Yeah, well.
I don't know about him, but I'm definitely happy that I made this ghee roast chicken and that it turned out so well. And it's delicious. There's nothing
I'm
else to
just
say.
happy that he called me to taste it because it is tasty. How
Okay.
can I say? Wow.
Do you have anything to say, or should I just... Is this where we...
No. I mean, I'm eating it. You can tell from the way I'm eating it that it's good.
Okay, so I guess we know that he likes it. And you give it the horns up.
Whatever.
So we're going to go and finish our lunch. But I hope you guys will make this ghee roast chicken. Let me know how it turns out, and I'll see you on the next episode of Headbangers Kitchen. Until then, cheers and keep cooking. Pork, beef, chicken, mutton, seafood. Which of these is your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. And a huge thank you to everyone who supports me on Patreon and here on the YouTube channel memberships. You are all awesome. And if you'd like to join the club, well, click the link below this video or click the join button under the video as well. They all work.